It's Robert Griffin III, or as Fred Smoot calls him, Brittle Bob at 3 sticks. I think he played poorly yesterday. He missed the throw at the end of the game that could have been, the first step in the path to his journey back. His interception at the end of the first half, there's no excuse for that. But I thought he played, especially for the rust, especially for, again, the most frustrating part about the kid, every time he goes down, every time he gets hit, it just looks like his life is over. As he's pushing himself up off the ground, guys are happy to help him up. I just don't know how successful he can be when it's not just, drama. He's certainly not putting on a show. He's getting beat up out there. He gets sacked all the time. He gets sacked. I mean, you heard Grant and Danny. They had the number today. He's been sacked in 2 games as many times as Kirk Cousins had in all the starts that he had. 8 sacks in 2 games. A lot of them are his fault. A lot of them aren't. A lot of them are. So to me, the biggest takeaway, outside of this media stuff, outside of the fact that the defense was awful, outside of all that, is that Griffin, I thought, actually played pretty well. I think he played well enough for them to win. And I just think he's going to get hurt. And I just think that he's going to get hurt early. I think he's going to get hurt often. And I think that you're not going to be able to trust him to stay on the field. All this other, it takes time. He's got to develop as a quarterback. All that, to me, is moot. And again, I don't want to beat him up. I don't think he was the reason that they lost yesterday, while so many people did. I mean, he's just getting killed online. I thought he played well enough to win. I think if you played 20, Minnesota averages 17 points a game. You score 26 on them in their building, that should be enough. You shouldn't have to sit there on the sideline and watch your defense just let that horrible offense traipse up and down the field on them. And it could have been way worse, guys. Don't kid yourself. You saw the same thing that I did. How many blown coverages? We just saw receivers streaking down the field. Now, luckily, their rookie quarterback missed some of those guys. In a year or two, he might not. Teddy Bridgewater had a hell of a game against the Washington Redskins. But if he would have hit some of those longer throws, we wouldn't be even having a conversation about this. It would have been a blowout. We'd be having a very different conversation. Your biggest takeaway from this story. This should be fun. Let's go to Vincent in La Plata. Hello, Vincent. You're on the fan.
Hey, Doc. D. Mitch, how you guys doing? Great show. Just want to make 2 quick points. Look, Robert Griffin, they threw him in 8th-ranked defense in the league. He did a pretty good job. My problem is this. If Doc, Mr. Richard Pettibone would have had that young boy thinking, what hit me physically and mentally, and it wouldn't have been a great bye week for him. But we seem to make rookies look like superstars with Haslett behind the defense. Norm Turner did one thing. He hung his foot up Haslett's butt in that game. That's all. He was out coached.
Well, hold on, Vincent. Vincent, hold on. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
You know when I played tight end for the Washington Redskins?
Yes, I do.
You remember that? You remember when I was one of the Hogs, right?
Yes, sir.
We would not have tolerated this type of play. You realize that?
I know that.
What do you think, B. Mitch? Well, I don't know, but I agree with Vincent. You're making some great points. How long have you been listening to the show?
10, 12 years.
10, 12 years? Oh, thanks very much, man. We've been in existence for about 2. Thank you. That made the whole day worthwhile. Can we go ahead and get that carded up immediately, please? I'm going to need to hear that again before the end of the show. For those of you wondering, that was a straight shoot. There is no chance that was a work for that guy. Bodie had up on the call screening software, this dummy doesn't know who he's talking to. Bode, did that guy, what was that like screening that call?
Well, I kept asking him, so he goes, I want to make 2 points about the game. I said, okay, what 2 points? He goes, yeah, 2 points. I'm like, okay, well, real quick, what are they? Okay, yeah, I'll do it real quick. I was like, okay, but what are they? He just said, no, I'll do them quickly. And I said,
did you know that he didn't know what show he was calling?
He just called in and didn't say anything. He just immediately told me his whole name and where he was calling from. He was very excited.
That is so great.
I mean, you are a former tight end, so.
You think he knows now? Do you think he has any idea?
No clue.
God, that's great. I needed that.
Hey, Doc. D. Mitch, how you guys doing? Great show. Just want to make 2 quick points. Look, Robert Griffin, they threw him in 8th-ranked defense in the league.
God.
He did a pretty good job. My problem is this. If Doc,
that's enough.
Mr. Rich.
I get worried that people, sports talk listeners, a little different. I get worried they don't pick up on this stuff. Like sometimes when you do funny stuff on a sports talk show, it's like spitting in the ocean. It's a snowball into hell type scenario. I hope people realize how funny that was. What just happened? That makes the rest of the day worthwhile. All right, the rest of you on the phones, as long as you know that it's me. Yeah, if you don't think it's me, if you think it's somebody else, doesn't really matter to me. Appreciate you listening. Appreciate you calling. I'll get to your thoughts next. It's 800-636-1067. Go ahead and tweet me. It's at Chad Dukes also if you'd like to get your thoughts in that way. You're listening to Chad Dukes versus the world.
Hey, Doc. D. Mitch, how you guys doing? Great show. Just want to make two quick
1067 The Fan.